Hello there. It's Kevin McLean, Kevin McLean Outdoors. I don't know if you've watched any of my videos at all, but there's one on my 22 Magnum made today. I just put it away, and I've dug out this. This is my Remington model 783. Now I've fired this a fair bit, and I have two of them. I have one in 270, and I love it. And I like this gun. I had a different scope on it, and it hit really well. It's just my old eyes are getting tired. I mean, I say that. It was a 3 to 9, and on 9 power, you know, a 2-liter Coke bottle, or pop bottle, I guess, it was 230 yards. So it was as far as I could stretch it out in that pit. I hit it, no problem. But the pop bottle looked pretty small. So, being as this is 22-250, and I want it, anyway, I got a good scope on it now, and you're going to say, why would that man put that scope on a 783? Because I'll tell you, this is a Vortex Crossfire 2, 4 to 18 power. And I just looked at my target up there at 18 power, and it looks close. It's lovely. It's a lovely scope. As I said, the last time I had it out last summer, it was hot. My barrel got heated quite bad, and I was chasing bullets around the paper. I don't want to do that. I want to try it at 50 yards, 22-250. They shoot so flat. And years ago, I've mentioned that I used to be able to line guns up and have them hit very well. And I mean excellent. I used to line rifles up for other people. And I used to do it much the same way I'm doing right here. Never had a fancy spotting scope or anything like that. Over the hood of my car. Didn't even have sandbags, pillows, blankets, whatever. And I was able to make them hit. So, in the bore sight, this is 2 inches high at 100 yards. And ideally, that's where you want. Like, the scope here, the line of sight is about 1.5 inches high, higher than the bore. So, technically, 1.5 inches high at 100 yards. And I'm going to sound like I don't know what I'm talking about, and I probably don't, but 2 inches high at 100. I always used to line my 22-250s up that way, and they would be coming right in at 2 1/4. They'd be hitting right dead center. So obviously I'm not capable of shooting, or I shouldn't be shooting out much further than that. I mean, I could shoot 300 yards at a bigger target, but we want to be safe and ethical. So I'm just going to try this. Once again, I've got my 55 grain Remington power soft point ammunition. I like the Remington. I will say that to bore you to tears, but I'm going to give it a try. I'm on 18 power here right now. The target looks very close. I don't know whether I can hold this gun as steady as I want, so I'm not gonna spend a bunch of money burning bullets here just for the sake of burning bullets. But I'll give you, if you haven't used a 783, they're very cheap to buy. They've got a beautiful recoil pad, and a 22-250, you don't even need it. I have one on my 270, and I've never thought that a 270 was a mule kicker anyway. I mean, you can shoot them all day and it not bother you. But these recoil pads, if there is any recoil, this soft cell recoil pad here will absorb it. So, I mean, that's not an issue. The trigger, everything you can read about this trigger, everybody says you would expect to find that trigger on a much more expensive gun. My 270, as I said, is brutally accurate. And what I have on it for a scope is a Cabela's brand, a caliber specific 3 to 12 power, 4 to 12, 3 to 12 with a BDC reticle. And it's a beautiful gun. It hits perfect. 2 inches high, dead center, 100 yards. No problem. So, as you know, if you know anything about guns, these are an entry-level gun. So if you're just looking to get in, or even if you've hunted for years but you want a beater or whatever, I'm not a believer in a beater gun per se, but some people are very rough. or they get into rough conditions, these guns, I mean, I don't know whether it would stand a fall down the mountain or not, but the more I use them, the more I like them. My 270, I say. I haven't got this hitting where I'm perfectly happy yet, but I'm going to try right now. I'm just going to, as I said, fire the 5 shots. I don't know if I'll bother getting into, I don't think I'll move the crosshairs, because if I can hold it steady enough, why waste the ammunition, right? So anyway, let's shoot it and see what happens. So let's fire this gun, see what happens here, and we'll go from there. With this 18 power scope, I can see that target so clearly that I will not even need the spotting scope. But I love the scope. Man, I love that trigger. I'll show you where that shot hit. It hit right there. So it's an inch low, quarter of an inch to the left. Yep, that's exactly where it hit, so that's a good hit. Let's see if we can make a group here. I always try to pick up my brass. Obviously it doesn't matter so much about the rimfire ammunition, but this stuff here, I've given my buddy there, he reloads. One day I should reload too. But I give him the brass. I don't like to leave it laying around anyway, so. Remington brass is real good brass, my buddy tells me there, so. Let's see what happens. I got her, this, as I said, even though it's a Vortex scope, it's not a cheap scope, but the parallax, you know, gets a little iffy on the 18 power here, so I kind of have to wiggle my head a little bit, but to get that just right, but we'll deal. This is a lovely trigger, I will say that. It makes me realize that the trigger on the 22 Magnum is pretty crude compared to this. So, that one is right there. Right there, so. That's one of the things that people say about these is they don't feed good, and that's probably, I mean, that's what that was. That was a feeding issue there. You cycle it a little quicker. I mean, if I'd have been holding it in my hand like this, I'm sure it would have fed just like that, right? So I'm going to fire this one and see where it goes. Well, I'll tell you, you got to appreciate that trigger. It's very good. Very good. That is well, it's grouping pretty good. I'm a lot happier with that than okay, so that one is right there. So as I said, it's so easy to get chasing bullets around. And I do not want to do that today. Do not. So, I don't know what to do. Probably, I got 2 more shots in it, and I said that's all I was going to fire was 5, and that's all I'm going to fire. I like to shoot it. It's fun. That's the thing about a 22-250. It's got that real big rifle feel, even though it's not. There, that's cycled properly. I raised it 4 clicks. I know it's a click is a 1/4 of an inch at 100 yards, 50 yards, actually. Safety. I don't hear very well, and a lot of it is to do with work, most of it, but I used to do a fair bit of shooting. So, I probably have just jacked that all up, but anyway. I'm going to have fun shooting these next 2 shots, and we'll see where they go. You can feel my heartbeat see my heartbeat in the scope, and you know what that does to your accuracy. That definitely came up. It's maybe 3/8 of an inch to the right, and it's more than 1/2 an inch, 5/8 of an inch low. So 1 more, we'll know what I'm, I know I'm on paper, and it's hitting quite well. I mean, if you had to pull it out of the gun case and shoot a coyote, you could do that with a fair degree of certainty, right? That's hitting well enough for that. But I think I have great confidence in Remington rifles. That's why, there's others out there that a person could buy. But I just like Remington. I don't believe in luck. I've had a good service out of Remington rifles over the years, and shotguns. And that's why when I was looking for this budget gun, and I shopped Cabela's sales, and this one come on, and they will put sales on that if you're in the market for that particular thing, that you can't pass up. And that's the way it was with this scope. That's the way it was with this rifle. There's a gun dealer local that I believe I will be purchasing my next firearms from them, because they're good people and I want to keep it local as much as possible. But I believe this Remington rifle will shoot good tight groups, as good as groups as a lot of more expensive rifles. So anyway, Got one more I'm gonna fire. We'll see. Hopefully I don't, it's always that last one that makes you go home just sad, right? But anyway, we'll see. Ha! I'm not going home sad because of that shot. As I said, forgive me folks, but as I did say, I'm not going to do any more with this scope. That's definitely a coyote killer, and that's what we're looking for. Coyotes, varmints in general. Mostly paper, but that hit right there. I'm going to walk up and show you. Right there. So, that's fun stuff. Makes you happy. The wind's coming up pretty good. The wind wouldn't bother this at 50 yards, but like, and I don't think, from what I've read about the 22-250s, even out, you know, a couple hundred yards, you get some wind drift. Of course, you get wind drift with everything. And I'm not a marine sniper, so I'm not going to be able to tell you what the wind does at every range. You can see the camera's wiggling there. That's the breeze. But I'm very happy with that. I will say that. I'm very happy with that. The next time you see me shoot this, it will be from a bench at 100 yards with the hydro sled, and then we can get a real accurate picture. But I would call that dead-eye Dick. And I'm happy. I'm real pleased. Last time I went home quite sad about this setup right here, the 783 and the Vortex scope. Vortex, I'm tending to call it, I want to call it the Vortex, but it's Vortex scope. Beautiful optics. I would happily take the sponsorship from Remington and Vortex. Let's put it that way. Wouldn't we all? But anyway, if you're looking for a budget gun, one of these. The scope that I had on that 22 Magnum, if you watched the earlier video, was off of either this gun or the 270. It was a package gun. Unbelievably good deal. I've upgraded the scopes on both. They are meat guns, and that's all that counts. It's a lot of fun to shoot this, and I'm very happy with that shot. And I'm going to walk up there and show you so that you know that I'm not a liar. But this is Kevin McLean for Kevin McLean Outdoors. That's original. I thought a long time to come up with that, right? As I said, I don't get to get out as often as I would like, and so I have to choose my time wisely. I'll give you another little overview of this scope, I guess, before I sign off. As you can see, it's 4 to 18 power. Crossfire 2. Can you read that? 4 to 18. A 44 millimeter objective lens. And it has this. And right now, see, I've got that set up for 50 yards because that's what I'm shooting. If I'm out to 100, you put it there. I'm telling you, this scope is beautiful. And it's a cheaper scope than, certainly one of the cheaper scopes that Vortex makes. But it's still a beautiful scope. It's the nicest scope I've ever had. You know, I don't have money to throw around. But the scope, obviously, and there my targets are blown away, but the scope obviously is worth more than the rifle. But if the rifle is capable of hitting really well, and it is, then why not, right? So, super happy today with this. Not so much the Magnum, but I'm going to walk up there and I'll show you that and end the video. If you have watched, thank you very much. Please like and subscribe if you do indeed like it. And hit that old bell notification button there. And when I do get the opportunity to get a new video uploaded, I will do so and you can watch it. So any comments, leave them below. Thank you very much. Thank the Lord for this wonderful day that He has made. Thank my wife for encouraging me to get out here and kill some paper. So thank you once again for watching. I keep acting like I'm ending the video. I'm going to show you that target. So stay tuned for that. Okay. I said I would show you. my target. That's the shot that's making me go home smiling. So I'm happy about that. All in all, looking at a 1-inch group with those 4. That one there, I can't remember which shot it was. 3rd shot, I think. So that was 1st, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. Or 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and that was the 5th, I believe. I might be wrong. That might have been the 4th one there. Yeah, that was, because that was after I adjusted the scope, and then I adjusted it, and it hit there. So I suspect that at 100 yards, it'll be hitting pretty good. So anyway, thank you very much for watching. Hope you have a great day. God bless you.